All right. Yeah, here we go. We'll give everybody a minute or two, but yeah, it's time. This is the last interview before con. I know a lot of people are packing up or on a plane or waiting because their plane got delayed tonight. But yeah, I'm headed out in the morning. When are you headed out, David?
Morning, my time. Well,
Yeah.
I'm driving out in the morning. Flight's at like 1 p.m. or something, but I'll be down
Okay.
there about 5 p.m. Denver time.
Yeah, not bad.
And yeah, setting up my table, all that stuff.
I'm driving, so it'll be 8-ish hours in the car. So yeah, it'll
Where
be
are you coming from?
Kansas
Oh, yeah.
area.
I
Yeah,
drove through
so
Kansas once to Colorado to visit. It was a very long drive, east to
it's
west
a
across
very long,
Kansas.
pretty
Yeah.
boring.
It was
drive.
very brown. Yeah, I was lucky to
Yeah,
find a gas station with food.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's not much in Western Kansas.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, but it'll be good. It'll be good to see everybody. Yeah, it's gonna be good. So, is you said that you have a table at the con? Is that right?
Yeah, I got a table in the vendor's hall where I'll just probably be hanging out in between other things. I'll
Yeah.
probably try to be writing if no one's coming by, like my little workstation. But
Hmm.
we'll see how well that goes. Yeah.
I think you need like a writing tracker. How many words are you getting done during the day during cons, so that
Yeah, we'll see.
if it's too many, we'll just come bother you.
I've got a decent number of panels and games to visit, so
Yeah,
keep me
yeah,
busy. Yeah.
yeah. Well, let's dive in and get started on some of the questions. So tonight, I'm talking with David North about his latest release, Wild Era. This book was released
Yeah, I'll grab that
April
for you.
29th of this year, and it is a chunk. Look at that. Yep. Yep.
219K words, whatever
Yeah.
that ends up being.
Yeah, just a small book, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Um,
pretty
if
decent size
I'll,
font though.
yeah. I've been like, it's crazy. So I will admit, I've only, just like I think Jason's book, I've only made it to halfway point, and it's like I've just sit there, I'm like reading, and I look down at the percent, and I'm like, I've only moved
And
5%.
Kindle, yeah.
Yeah. So if you like long books, I mean, lit RPG, right? We like our
That's the
chunky
place
books.
for them.
Yeah, this is a chunk. So yeah, so the book follows, is it Kellen? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, I say Kellen. Yep.
Kellen Wildfire, an archmage of soul magic, who's reincarnated in a 20-year-old spot. Like he's reincarnated, but he doesn't really become conscious as his former archmage self until that
His memories wake
reincarnated
up.
person like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hey JD, thanks for joining. Um, yeah, it does rock. Yes. so Um, so, Kellen, so his original life's death was like 400 years in the past, and he has this kind of brand new start. The 20-year-old's body that he's in, I think he's only like level 13, 16, like right in the early teens, right?
Yeah, he's not much at the beginning.
Yeah, no. And so Kellen's trying to, he was this like hyper specialist of this one certain very distinctive magic, and he's trying to track a path for himself that gets him back to kind of where he was from a magic progression perspective without letting his enemies know that he's kind of back in the universe, right?
Yep, pretty much.
Um, yeah, yeah. So it's fun. Personally, as I've been reading it, it's very like, first books, a lot of times you get like, I don't want to say training montage because it's not really a training
He
montage,
does
but
a lot of fighting monsters, yeah.
yeah, he does a lot of fighting monsters, a lot of leveling, a lot of like, well, I'm gonna do
Some
like this
dungeon
skill.
diving. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And it definitely had this moment of like, uh, yes, like he's leveling up, he's like mapping it out, he's making these decisions. It's like all those things are really attractive about the training montage, or that like early progression and stuff are all just like jam packed into the front half at least of this book. So
I've always liked the early levels. I think they're fun. Like
yeah.
lots of potential to do whatever you want with them.
Hmm. And what I really appreciate about this one is that he's not, he got to the very top of everything when in his first life, and I think the level was like 699, right?
Yeah.
And he just couldn't quite break that last tier because of various reasons. But he's really like thinking through not just like replicating what he did before, but like thinking about like, well, where was his weaknesses? What does he need? How does he need to do it differently? And so you get kind of this like almost meta commentary on how he did it the first time and how he's going to try to fix that this time.
Yeah, he still wants to get to the seventh evolution, which is the immortal level, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've got a few folks joining us. Hey, BJ, JD, Doug, Jen, Craig, you know, a whole and Pop. You know, looks like we've got the crew. So we'll just go ahead and dive in. So David, how would you like us to address you at con? Is it Dave, David?
David's fine. Yeah.
Okay. David. All right.
I'm not too used to Dave. That was my dad sometimes. So.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. So then when I Googled you, ironically, this very old man popped up. He was like some.
Yeah, he's like a professor up at one of the Northeastern colleges.
Yeah. And I like for a second I was like, this guy can't be writing lit RPG.
Yeah, if you do David North author,
yes,
it'll pop me up first, I believe, with the like AI description of Astrofall or something. But
yeah, it definitely does. I did find you eventually, but there's not much. Like you live in the Pacific Northwest, and I love the Pacific Northwest. I actually used to live in Seattle and like Port Angeles area, so beautiful country out there. So I guess my first question is, does your experience in the Pacific Northwest make its way into your books, and if so, how?
Where? Maybe a little bit. And I like having a lot of description, which is an Astrofall people commented on before. So I'd like to make sure the world has like that feeling of mana and like cool sunrises and sunsets, and some of that comes from the Northwest.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Okay. Are you nervous about the volcanoes?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I see Mount Rainier. It's like out my window practically every day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No.
When I used to live in Seattle, in the winter it's so cloudy and stuff, you don't really see Rainier at all. And then it gets like May, June, and the clouds part, and it's like, oh my God, there's a volcano. Mount Doom is right there.
She's huge. Yeah, she is the queen of mountains out there. Yep.
Yeah. Well, you've got 3 series out right now: Wild Era, Guardian of Astrofall, and River of Fate. Are all of these lit RPG? Are your other 2 done? Where are you at in these series right now?
Astrofall is done at it's 9 books 1 through 9. I just finished the 9th one at the end of January, then started writing Wild Era. Astrofall's lit RPG, Wild Era's lit RPG, that one. There's Battlefield Reclaimer for anyone popping up. I'll have both of these at the con. But River of Fate is Cultivation. River of Fate was actually my first series. I started writing it before I really was doing anything seriously. I just kind of did it for fun. I wrote 2 books, then COVID came along, and I was like, well, I have to do something else here because I didn't
some extra time.
have anything to do during the summer, kind of. I was teaching, and like there was no teaching for the summer. I was like, well, let's see what happens. And so I started writing Battlefield Reclaimer kind of off the cuff. And it took off. So it sort of changed the course of things, and I stuck to it, kept adding more books, and Astrofall became a full series now.
Yeah. Did you, when you were finishing the last book of Astrofall, were you already starting Wild Era? Had that idea already been kicking around?
I'd been like kind of sitting on the idea at the back of my head and writing notes on it for several months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the world would be connected. I mean, it's the same universe 5,000 years later. So if you finish reading Astrofall 9, you'll understand exactly where the Wild Era itself comes from, because it's all set up at the end of book 9 there.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess after I get done with Wild Era, I'm gonna have to go back and do
I put a little comment like, hey, thanks for reading. If you want to know the origin of this, go read Astrofall. It's the end page. Yeah. Yes.
Love it.
Sam from Astrofall has a little cameo appearance here in book 2. I guess he appears kind of just for like a second. You see a painting of him in book 1, but he appears for real, pops up in book 2 for a minute.
Nice. Are there going to be a lot of callbacks to Astrofall characters?
I mean, they're going to pop up because they're still alive in the universe, but I'm not planning to focus on them as like main developmental characters. More like interesting people you might run into once or twice. So.
Yeah. Yeah. How
Except
about
Sam, probably he'll
settings
reappear.
wise and stuff,
Yeah.
or some
It's
of
on a
the
different world. I mean, they have a whole galaxy to wander around in. Like
Mhm.
Kelvin is on a world called Lareth, which is in the human domain, which is in a completely different part of the galaxy than when Sam starts. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't read Astrofall 9, so I won't say much more than that. But
Okay.
yeah, it's a different
Yeah.
different world.
Yeah. Mum's the world word. So, all right. If you have any Astrofall questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. I obviously haven't read that series yet, but it is definitely going to be on my TBR after the con. Um, so how did you get a start writing your first book? You said it was a cultivation. It was
River of Fate.
the River of
Yeah.
Fate. Was that just extra time, or?
I'd been writing for a long time, bits and pieces of things. I still have like scattered, 20 to 60,000 word chunks in old folders, and I was teaching, and I needed something else to do to keep myself entertained, basically, and I started writing it on the side for fun because I'd been reading a lot of cultivation for the last like 5 years before that or something, all some lit RPG. So I wrote it, I put it up on Royal Road back in 2019 or something like that. Um, then when I finished the book on Royal Road, I just decided to stick it on Amazon. Didn't even try it. I just stuck it up there and ignored it.
Yeah.
And wrote book 2 on Royal Road. Messed around with it for like 6 or 7 months. Stuck it up on Kindle as well. And then, without being too serious, like I just had a big pause. And I was thinking about other things. And COVID came along. And I was like, well, and again, like I said, that summer I'd started writing um, Battlefield Reclaimer, which was like almost 2 years after I started writing River of Fate. And then I wrote Astrofall 1 through 6. And then I went back and took a brief break. I wrote River of Fate 3 in the middle there. And then came back and I wrote Astrofall 7 to 9. People still ask me for more River of Fate, which I will try to get to, but it's not as popular, so I have to kind of prioritize.
Yeah. Kind of back burner. Yeah. So I know that your next Wild Era book is already out for pre-order right now, and I think if I recall, it was August. It's late for August. So
August 13th in the middle.
yeah,
So about a
so like
month until it comes out.
yeah, April to August. That's a pretty quick turnaround for the books the size that you're doing. What's your like daily word count that you're aiming at and stuff? How quickly are you writing these?
I mean, if I could get 3K every day, I mean, that works out pretty quickly. Some
Yeah.
days I get a little more. Some days I don't manage anything because family and other things interrupt me. But I do this full time now, so usually I can manage at least like 10 to 15K words a week, um, which is probably about my average.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Not
it's a
bad.
little bit faster than that, I guess, if I'm going to get the same length. But
Mhm.
book one is, or book ones in general, I guess I should say, tend to be a little bit quicker to write because there's so much the character has to do just to survive at the beginning. So
Mhm.
it's like, do this, do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
And he has
Yeah.
to
How
do all the
quickly
next
can you get
things.
them? Yeah.
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 So that's easier than trying to write complicated plot lines sometimes.
Yeah. 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 I will say that Kellen, the main character, definitely has some survival challenges in the first quarter of the book. Absolutely. So, well, I guess one of my questions, like diving into the book, yeah, I mentioned that this is more of a reincarnation story rather than
Mm-hmm.
just like a straight up isekai. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of written that way, but what made you decide to go reincarnation versus other forms of?
It's kind of, well, two things. So I haven't really written any proper isekai in general. Like
Mhm.
I kind of had that idea starting with River of Fate, and then I decided I wanted more of a character who is native to the world. So if you read River of Fate, you'll find out that Verse, the main character, yeah, when he's being reincarnated at the beginning actually, and his soul smashes into a soul from a futuristic like techno Earth, and he like inherits some memories, and he thinks he is that guy at first. Then he realizes later he's not that guy. He just has his memories. But that's as close as I've come to being an isekai. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It just is. I guess what is the hesitation on not making it true?
it kind of throws me out of the fantasy loop, I guess, a little bit. And it also, for me, it makes it a lot harder to know what's important in the world because when you come in with like an Earth background, and you're like, oh, what is this? I don't know anything about this world. I don't know basic knowledge. I don't know what the food is like, the culture is like. So you have to find someone immediately who will explain all of these things to you, and that just feels like an impediment to describing the world in an interesting way. So
yeah, you do tend to get maybe more info dumps from friendly other character that just happens to
wander
have
through
all the
and
information you need. Yeah,
describe the cultural food that you're eating right now.
yeah.
But yeah, so and then coming off of Asterfall, I didn't really feel like when Sam gets immensely powerful at the end, as you could expect, and I didn't feel like writing a completely like clueless character. So I just sort of naturally settled on one that I already knew what was going on, so I didn't have to go back to some like clueless sheep herder, as it were.
Yeah. They don't have to. They're self-discovering, but they're not world-discovering at the same time. Yeah.
There's plenty of stuff going on. They're just not confused by all of it.
Well, so in Wild Era, the main character, his original specialty was this. He was like the like archmage
of souls.
Yeah, archmage of Wildfire, right?
Yep.
And Wildfire, it's like your main character's magic. It involves soul magic.
Burning
It's
them
soul
mostly.
fire. Yeah.
Yep.
So where's the inspiration for this coming? Do you burn souls on the
no idea.
Saturdays?
It just sort of happened. Like when I was writing his story, I didn't have his original title of Wildfire in mind until he fried the soul of a lizard right at the beginning. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. I think he'll just be this will be his thing. And then I made up his whole backstory as Lord of Wildfire. Yeah.
Yeah, that lizard was toast pretty quick. Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna open it up for questions from the audience here in a second. So just go ahead and start putting them in the chat if you have them. Let's just dive into a couple more of my questions. One of the things, I'm not giving too much away. I mean, a lot of this happens within the first few chapters, but when our main character becomes kind of cognizant of his history and stuff, he does seek out familiar. He gets an earth elemental to bond with him. And I guess what made you go that route? Why earth elemental? And what's your intention for that familiar? Is it, what kind of bond?
Well, from the story perspective, he picks an earth element because it's capable of helping him out and saving his life at the beginning, and it's a very expedient choice. But it turns out later on that it's also a very powerful choice because it covers for a lot of his flaws as a flimsy mage. Like the earth elemental can,
Sturdy,
armor him up in stone skin and all sorts of things.
Yeah. I think there's what underscores a lot of it is he is the main character is pretty paranoid about however he died, because he can't remember how he died, but however he died, like whatever force that was is coming back and just taking him out.
Yeah, you get the answer in book 2, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. I just gotta keep reading and get that pre-order down. So do you think from a familiar perspective, you mentioned that it's powerful, it complements his power base pretty well. Do you expect that character develop more of a personality? Is it more power synergy, or is he just strong on his own? Is there going to be comedy? Like how do you see that progressing?
So Gaius, the name of the earth elemental.
I don't want to try to say it.
Yeah, it's from Latin. So, but it's so Gaia is the goddess of earth, and Gaius is the masculine form. So his name just means earth. But the which is that? The earth elemental thing. I got part of that idea came from when I used to play EverQuest 1 way back in like 99, 2005, that era. And there was a mage class that had elemental summoned companions. So that definitely played a bit of a role in my concept of having an elemental companion and where they could cover for the flaws, as it were, of a mage build. Because if you look at the synergy, the mage class was kind of cool because like with an earth elemental, if you summoned one, they could root things for you and hold them in place, or they could tank it while you ran around as a mage. So I had that kind of a concept there. And then Yeah.
Need to check in with KT to see if you both were in the same guild or raided together on EverQuest.
I was in Alarius on the Brill Ceralis server with a
Yeah.
Dark Elf Necromancer named
Okay.
Tlen Shadowed Sun. Back, yeah, 90. There's a early 2000s. Yeah, 99 was when I started playing too.
Yeah. I think we need like a, Aaron and I and Brian are gonna have like a fencing group picture. I think you and KT. Look, we need to get the EverQuest folks together and have like
Yeah.
an
I
EverQuest
mean, it was
reunion.
called Evercrack for a reason. It
Yeah,
took so
yeah,
long to do anything. Like you'd log in, and 3 hours later, you managed to walk to town. Like it just took forever, but it was
yeah,
fun. Yeah.
yeah,
Then you got eaten by a werewolf probably halfway through the plains.
yeah. Yeah. So Wild Era, a brand new series. Do you expect it to go 9 books, like
I'm planning at
Astrofall? Or
least 6. It takes some time, to get through 700 plus levels. So
yeah,
if the demand is high, it'll probably stretch out. It could be 9, I don't know, but yeah, if I feel like the story is wrapping up more quickly, then we'll see.
yeah. Do you have your next series? Like, what are you gonna do after
I have
Wild
no
Era,
idea.
or is that
I need
just
to
like a big
finish River
question
of
mark?
Fate though. I probably need to do 2 to 3 more books on River of Fate at some
Yeah.
point. So yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna open it up. Any questions from the audience? Do we have? What do you look for in a lit RPG, folks? Like, what kind of questions might make you pick up one of these books or not? It's quiet. They're quiet tonight.
It's fine. It's also early for some of them, but
Yeah.
I don't know. If you look at my books and look at all the reviews on them, people seem to think it has pretty good description and magic and fun. They also think I talk a lot, so you get lots of descriptions of like some internal monologues and other things about the characters, what they're doing, what's on their mind. Astrofall is sort of known for its family balance, or not really a balance, but it has a strong family aspect along with the characters. Whereas Kellen has some of that with the 2 kids that he is taking
He
care of.
picks up. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they're kind of on the periphery of the story, but he cares about them, so it keeps some balance going.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I would say that in some respects, it's like a little bit slower than like most overpowered, more actiony focused lit RPGs, but that doesn't do it a disservice. Like the battle scenes and the progression are a little bit more mapped out. Yeah.
There were some questions over there.
Yeah. So Iron Eyes asks us, how do you balance real life responsibilities with writing?
I have a young kiddo, another kiddo on the way, and yeah, it's busy. Let's just say.
Yeah.
So some days I mostly just run errands, put it that way, and then I try to get the writing done when I can. And other days I manage to have something like a writing day, which I get more stuff done.
Do you try to write like 5 days a week, or is it like an everyday thing?
I try to base it more on chapters per week or words per week. A chapter length for me is usually between like 3 to 5K words. And I try to do at least 2, sometimes 3 chapters a week, which balances out to about 10K, maybe 15K.
Yeah.
On a really good week, I'll manage like 20 or, but
Yeah. Yeah, and from like a Royal Road perspective, again, when I was reading this book, I was like, the chapters are just maybe a little bit longer than most Royal
longer
Road
than
chapters.
usual for
Yeah,
Royal Road.
but
Yeah.
there's no suffering in that. It's just a little bit more detailed. And
I feel like I can't get as much done, and really like if a chapter is too short, it like feels very staccato. So I have chapters like often they're 3 to 5K. I usually don't stop before they hit 3K, and that's pretty natural for me. Sometimes if I'm doing a fight, mostly because I also put this on Patreon, people are always like, "Oh, cliffhanger! Don't stop in the middle of a fight." And then I'll make a really long chapter that's all just one fight, and it'll be like 9K words or something.
Yeah.
Which normally would be like 5 chapters on Royal Road or whatever. But.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely how it reads. Like every chapter, like the thought gets finished. It's not cliffhanger after cliffhanger.
Yeah, I try to. I
Necessarily.
do some cliffhangers, but not like in the middle of something like usually. Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually going in the opposite direction where I have written stuff not on Railroad, and I'm trying to do the Railroad thing, and it's taken some
I don't know
adjustment.
if I would ever go back to Railroad. Like Battle,
Yeah.
I did Battlefield Reclaimer there, and it hit Rising Stars fairly quickly back. Like this was summer 21, and it just got so many trolls, and I ended up pulling it off of there because it was making it impossible to write. It was
Mm.
ridiculous. Anyway, and you couldn't ignore things back in the day. Like back then, every single comment popped up on your dashboard as a ping,
It
and
kept
every single
popping.
review came into your box. You're like, oh my. People
Yeah.
would start arguing about random things like whether or not the gnomes that are underground basalt gnome monster things were like whether he should like have humanitarian diplomacy for them and things. I'm like, dude, it's just a monster. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually that theme has come up of like the trolls in a couple different of the author interviews, and it's interesting to see. I mean, it's just it exists. It's part of the genre. It's part of just
Yeah.
putting something in
It's
public view, right?
yeah, the nature of things being online as well. I think these
Mm.
days if I did it, I just would never look at comments probably. I
Yeah.
look at my Patreon comments and I talk to people on there all the time, but Royal Road was very different from that.
Patreon's kind of nice because people are paying you. So if they're trolling
Yeah.
you, they're paying to troll you,
Pretty much.
right? Like,
You don't get very many trolls, yeah.
yeah,
Not over there.
yeah. Looks like Pop Pop's already got Astrofall on his TBR due to the reputation it has. So it's good. And I've got another question here. Who are some of the authors that have inspired you either in this genre or just in general?
Yeah, I've read a lot of things. These days, honestly, I read more Shansha, the Chinese progression web novels, than I do lit RPG, I'd say, which is obviously why Cultivation, River of Fate, was a favorite of mine.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking at lit RPG, I mean, I've read all the big ones. I have a lot more. I tend to buy a lot of other people's stuff, and I just stick it on my Kindle for one day when I will get around to reading it.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so, but yeah, I mean, if you want to go with bigs, it'd be things I read when I was younger, like Ellie Modesitt Jr.'s sci-fi. I really liked his Time God's World and Forever Hero, which they don't get much press, but I thought they were fantastic. And then
Mm-hmm.
like John Stakely's Armor, which is kind of like Starship Troopers on steroids, um, was a big sci-fi thing that I liked a lot. The Valdemar novels, lots of stuff by Mercedes Lackey. I read it when I
Yeah,
was
I read her
younger.
too growing up.
Yeah, so it was a lot. It was a lot of stuff like that that had a really big influence. Then things like EverQuest, probably for like, you know,
Earth
lit
Elementals.
RPG. Yeah, and then the other game that probably influenced me more is called Gemstone 4 these days, which is an old text-based MUD, which is it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons. It was based on the old Rollmaster set where you were rolling dice to hit things. Came out in 1989. I've been playing it since like 1996 or so, off and on.
Mm-hmm.
I have a dwarven paladin over there that smacks things with double morning stars. So,
Nice.
but
Nice.
yeah, it's all text based. You run around, you hit things. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So, do you think that you'll stay in cultivation as you continue to rate? I mean, obviously, Wild Era is in kind of that cultivation mindset, but have you ever
No,
thought about
I mean, I
branching out?
like having the concrete levels and stuff. Like what you'll notice in the shift from Astrofall, like I started off Astrofall and I did experience numbers, which ends up pain in the butt. So as Astrofall goes along, the experience numbers slowly disappear into the background and you just get level, level, level.
Yeah.
And then in Wild Era, there's no experience numbers to distract you because
Yeah.
calculating it is kind of pointless at the end of the day. Did he kill enough? Yes. Did he not? No. Keep going.
Right.
So
Yeah. I mean, in a lot of the series, as they get longer and longer, the experience numbers just get sillier and sillier.
yeah. One thing I do like about the difference between cultivation and lit RPG, and some people have noticed that my lit RPG is a little cultivation-y, is that you've got the whole concept of like spiritual energy and the elements, and you get it. There's different concepts of way the characters interact with the world. And it's like more holistic kind of, which is why actually I gave all of the humans elemental affinities starting Wild Era, which they did not have originally back in Battlefield Reclaimer. So
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of like Eastern influence. I know you said that you were a teacher. What is your specialty, or what do
English
you?
medieval literature, old
Okay, there you go.
languages. Yep.
Yeah. Do you have any like language specialties like Latin or, you know?
Yeah, my background is heavily in Latin, some Greek. I speak French. Okay, taught in high school in France for about a year. Um, but yeah, I have a PhD in medieval literature, which I then stopped that and immediately joined the army. Became a quartermaster officer for a few years. Met my wife, got back out of the army, started teaching again at the community college nearby for English, mostly teaching research papers, which was stuff that I had taught a lot of in grad school as well. And then um, COVID hit, that kind of died down because enrollments got cut and students weren't going to school. And I was like, well, I guess I'll try writing more. And then Battlefield Reclaimer took off, and now I still
Yeah.
talk too much in books instead of in front of a class.
So does this mean that we can come to you with all of our like medieval like armor questions or
The
Latin
armor and swords
translations?
are a very different specialty. Ask me how to
Yeah.
translate Latin or Old English and how to read Beowulf in the original. If you want to recite Beowulf and read the Old English, I can help you with that. You want to look at Old Norse? I have them on my shelf over here. But don't ask me about swords because there's so many specialties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Armaments are yeah, they're the whole different critter. So okay. Any other questions from the crowd? If you've got them, now is the time. While I'm waiting to see if folks have questions, you know, you've got the booth, you're on some panels. Where are you going to be at during con? Like, what panels are you on? You know?
Let me pull up my little calendar here. I'll take a look. Let's see. So by default, I'll be in the vendor's hall at my table. We'll probably just catch me signing and saying hello to people.
Possibly writing. So if you see him typing, definitely go have a conversation.
Yes, I will be trying to get some work done if nothing else is happening.
I don't think I think there's a rule. We can't put more words on paper during con. This is
okay, so let's see. So on Friday, I'm in a casual board game at 5 p.m. at one of the tables in the gaming hall. Saturday, 3 p.m., I'm playing Imminent Peril in another game in the gaming hall. I'm doing an official signing at 5 p.m. Then I also have a couple signings with the Landers, which will be like near my table in the vendor's hall. My two panels are on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. How to Break the World with Magic, but like elegantly is the title.
okay. There you go.
And
There's
then
some foreshadowing.
I have these ribbon tags I call the red. They say World Breaker, and Astral Titan and other ones too. But I really don't know how I ended up on some of these panels. So then at noon, I'm in XP, Tea, and Tranquility: The Rise of Cozy Lit RPG, which I'm really not sure is appropriate because there's a lot of monsters. But
yeah.
I think I ended up there because of crafting. So
I love that you got like
crafting.
World Breaker and like Cozy Lit RPG. Those concepts, you know, are a little antithetical, but yeah. I mean, I get it. Like when I was reading your book, I think it's maybe the pace because there is monsters and stuff, but the progression, you know, you also have crafting and you're, you know, training these young.
I like crafting. It's fun. Yeah. There's a lot of crafting in the Astrofall series. It doesn't drown it out. It's not like there's fighting and like advancing is generally the theme of trying to save the world, but he crafts a lot of things that help, and crafting is a big aspect of how he rebuilds like this artifact called the Moonlight Relic eventually, and then bigger things as the books go on.
Yeah. Well, Amanda is asking, which is more useful to your writing, your army background or your academic knowledge?
Probably the army, honestly. I mean, the academic is fine, but it's mostly like I don't actually put Latin and Old English in my books, so it influences the concept a little bit, but probably the personalities I ran into in the army are more useful for character
More
development.
Prevalent.
Yeah.
Yeah, great question. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to be at your booth for the most part the first couple of days, and then you got 2 panels on Sunday.
Yeah, and I'm also sponsoring a table in the gaming hall, so I'll try to drop by occasionally. And High Peak Publishing is me, if you see the little tag for it. So I'll stick some bookmarks and pens, and I have a bunch of swag to give away, so taking that along. Assuming they don't confiscate it on the plane. We'll see. It's in my bag
as
over
long
here.
as you're not bringing like throwing stars or something. You
got this whole bag of swag to give away.
Nice. Yes. This is going to be, I think, a pretty swag heavy convention, which is going to be awesome. Yeah.
It'll be fun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I've got the question that we ask everybody. What book would you recommend? What's like a book that's inspiration or something that is good in the genre? Something that you would recommend to Pop to put on his TBR?
I don't know. The first one that pops into mind is just because I like dragons. I like Sean Oswald's Dragon series just finished. I noticed his Dragon Sorcerer, I think is the name of the first one or something.
Okay.
But he has 5 in that. I read at least the first 3. I haven't caught up with the other ones. But yeah, I like the transformed dragon hiding as a human until he figures out how to, get revenge on his enemies.
Mm-hmm.
On that same line, for humor, Vinker the Dragon was pretty amusing.
Yep, I've got that one. I listened to the narrative. It was good.
Claws Out is the first book in Sean Oswald series. It is the Dragon Sorcerer. It is fantastic.
Claws Out. There you go.
Yeah, Sean Sean for him. Then actually the other Sean with Ultimate Level 1 is good to read if you haven't. That's kind of fun with his black skills.
We have so many Seans in Lit RPG, and that is
Yes.
the fake Sean, because we have Sean Dunning, which is SEAN, Sean Oswald, SEAN, and then Sean Wilson, that is spelled the incorrect way, apparently, to them, the Council of Seans.
Mhm.
I don't know. Don't ask me.
That's whichever Sean got there first.
Yep.
Claimed the territory, planted a flag.
Somebody needs to start putting Sean's in their books so that we can just make it worse. Yeah. Yeah, Amanda, Pop is getting the love. He was like the first person from the Discord to follow me in my Facebook.
He asked for a bunch of the channels or something. He can.
Yeah. He's been very prolific. But maybe next year we'll do this again, and we'll have to pick another somebody else to fill in. Yeah, all of the oatmeal raisin cookies are going to Pop. He's gonna get sick and maybe need another seat in the plane to get home. So
to carry all the cookies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. To carry all the cookies. Just, yeah. You need like an extra freezer to freeze them. So, all right. So where should we find you? Just on social media? Are you on Facebook, Discord? Like where's the best place to get updates on your series?
Yeah, Facebook's. I have a Facebook or Patreon, or more my Discord. I have all 3 of them. Mm-hmm. I'm probably the most active on Discord if you want a quick answer, but I'm pretty fast about Facebook. Although Facebook is full of bots and spam and junk.
Facebook's
so if you message my author page, I'll probably notice, but it'll be within 13 other spam things telling me my account has been canceled by a hacker.
Yes.
So it's just so much junk on Facebook.
There's a lot of junk on Facebook. Yeah. Are you making TikToks yet?
No, I've never got into TikTok. I'm not super big on the I don't know, sort of new age video things. Mm-hmm. I don't even have the app on my phone. I've never used it. Mm-hmm. I don't use Instagram. So
yeah. No, that's fair. So Discord, Facebook, Patreon. Do you have
or email me? My website is just davidnorthbooks.com, but it's mostly just there to show my books off, and it'll take you to the Amazon link. But if you want to get a hold of me, my Discord is easy. If you catch me at the con, the invites are all on the back of my business cards and bookmarks. But yeah, you can follow me on Patreon for free and chat if you want.
Yeah. I went to your website because I was like, well, I'm gonna research you and find out if you actually are a Marxist lecturer from the 50s. And it told me that you lived in the Pacific Northwest. And I was like, well.
My middle name is David, but David North is a pen name, which I just picked on the spur of the cuff. And I didn't realize there were so many other David Norths. And now I kind of like it because it makes me somewhat anonymous. I'm like, you can't find me.
Yeah. So you can only find me if you really, really want to. Yeah. All right, let me just scan here. What would Amanda do? That could be our new series. What would Amanda read? We got a 5 a.m. flight. That's rough. I think Richie's at 4. You're leaving at 4.
I am leaving my house at 4:40 in the morning. That's when my grandmother is picking me up. My flight's not till 8 a.m., but they have the get to the airport 2 hours early.
Yeah. So that 5 a.m. flight, you might as well be there at 2 or 3 a.m. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And we live
Why
an
go to
hour and a
sleep?
half away from the airport, so yay.
Yeah. Yeah. What time? And you said, David, you're leaving 8, 9.
Yeah, I'm doing a few errands in the morning, dropping the
Mhm.
dog off, that type of thing, and then
Yeah.
driving up to the airport, which is also about an hour. It might be longer with traffic. Hanging out for an hour, boarding the plane, all that jazz, taking the shuttle.
Yeah. Is there part of the con that you're looking forward to the most, or is there a panel you're looking forward to going to the most?
I just want to run into people. Like I know a lot of people from their names online, and I've seen some of them at earlier cons. Like Matt Dinneman actually lives like 30 minutes from me. I keep running into him all the time at local cons.
You're at,
But but
Safeway, and here's Matt Denneman. Matt
yeah.
Orange is next to you.
And Travis Baldry, who lives on the other side of the state, I ran into him at ECCC, Emerald City Comic Con, this last spring. But yeah, I like to see everyone else. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
You get to see people in person. It's a bit different.
Yeah. So just take that to heart for those of you listening. Like, most of the authors, while we might be terrified of you, we also really do want to talk to you. So get over yourself and come say hi and get your book signed and have a conversation. Have David translate your Latin. That's what we're
Travis
here
is
for.
very nice. He's pretty chill. If you can jump into his Discord server because he does a lot of streaming live and just chat with him. He did Battlefield Reclaimer 1 back in the day, but then he didn't have time to continue the series, so he's the one who suggested I switch to John and Stephanie, and then we redid book 1. So
Do you have Wild Era coming out on
Neil
audio?
Helligers is doing it, yeah.
Nice.
But I had to book him about a year out, so book 1 it comes out November 3rd on audio, but then the later books I booked at the same time, so it'll be every like 2 to 3
it'll be
months.
pretty rapid release at that point.
Yeah, it'll be pretty quick. Yep.
Yeah. I think we all have a book or two that we need Travis to sign. So yeah. Okay. Well, any last questions? Otherwise, we'll let everybody go. I know people are packing and the excitement is building. So it was very kind of you, David, to hop on today and a little bit early.
I'm looking at the chat over here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Right. That's good to meet people. I hope to see you at the con. I'll have free books and swag, so stop on by.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks, Richie, for letting me steal your feed all week for the last 2 weeks. Really appreciate it. And yeah, look forward to seeing everybody.
Thanks to both of you. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, it's no problem. I'm glad I was able to help out with this. I'm ready to see everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone have a safe trip in, please. I can't wait to be there. I'm just ready
It's
to
gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's like waking up on Christmas morning. I don't want to go to sleep, but I know I need to. So
are we allowed to sleep during the 3 days? I don't.
Oh, absolutely the fuck not.
Yeah, no. I don't think that's a thing that's allowed.
No, we don't sleep.
There's usually probably a lot of drinking in the evenings if you go looking for it.
No, there is. It's gonna be a good time.
Drinking, games, hijinks.
Yeah, there are over 1,000 people officially booked, I think now,
Yep.
Amanda.
Yeah.
The con is packed, and we've had a few people sadly drop out due to personal and medical reasons. So I'm a little sad that. Yeah, but still, I'm ready to see everyone.
What's Chatfield's video over there? Oh, you mean the one that he recorded? Or I haven't seen it. So
I think there's one on TikTok where he recommended Battlefield Reclaimer.
Oh,
or one of the books. I'll have to see if I can find it. I'll send it to you.
Authors shouldn't scare you. They're just
looking
for attention and trying to give away books.
Pepper is like super nervous, so we've just decided that we're gonna lock her in a room and we're gonna bring Matt and Jeff to meet her.
Matt is a funny character.
He is, and I keep telling her.
Do not believe anything he tells you.
He might say he likes
jokes because he's not serious about half of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. He is serious about feet, though.
Yeah,
he is. Maybe. No, that's my job now. So.
Yeah. The trick is to drink enough to get over the social anxiety without forgetting what happened. I think
that's fair.
Yeah.
As long as you don't end up throwing up, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
There's bathrooms around. Just let's be respectful so the hotel invites us back next year, please.
Is anybody in the chat there already? My question is, do I do I bring like sweatshirts and jeans because the hotel's like freezing?
Always have a hoodie on. I'm gonna have a set of jeans and a pair of shorts, just
Yeah.
because Denver weather, you never know.
Denver
Yeah.
was blazing when I was there like 2 weeks ago.
I think it's supposed to be like 100 degrees or something.
Yeah.
It's like supposed to be really hot, but then like hotels are weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
probably just
Well,
be freezing. All right. Well, have a good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.
yep. We might do
Have
a
a
live
good
stream
one.
from the con.
Everybody,
So
safe travels. Okay.
we'll see everyone there.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.